And good day. Today is Tuesday, April 2nd, the first daily trading summary of April. And, we haven't done anything for a few days because we had the Easter holidays. And you know what? Not a lot happened. The market was pretty flat all weekend. And then, of course, yesterday it started to move a little bit. And we've had quite a move down overnight and this morning, and probably around 7% in total, somewhere around there, 9%, something like that, roughly. But, when I looked at the accounts today, there wasn't a lot of adjustments to be made because a lot of the short calls I had, even the ones that were expiring at the end of April, most of those calls were between 60 and 95% of how their value eroded away. So I simply bought them back. I'm glad I did. And the same with the puts. So we didn't have a lot to do. But let's take a quick look at the charts, and we'll just highlight a couple of things that we did today in order to adjust the accounts. Okay, and here's our trusty old Bitcoin chart. This is a 1-hour chart. This is where we're at right now. Just hanging out around here, 65.5 or so. We had a little wick down to 64 point whatever it was. But this was the big move that happened overnight. This straight down wick here. Let's just see, it was probably 4% or so, I'm guessing. 3.84%. So, in terms of the size of the total move, I mean, this is just standard Bitcoin trading, and we want to take a look at the entire move from top to bottom. We're looking about 7.5%. Again, kind of in the realms of the norm, isn't it? I mean, we get a 10% move on average every 90 days. And look, last week we were here. We were hanging around, up to, 68, whatever, down to 62, 63, farted around. Last Friday, we had that strength, that weird strength, went into the weekend, relatively flat. So we've just come back down from whence it came. And we can see that I've got I'm going to leave the EMAs on this chart. We can see we got hung up at the first EMA, and we didn't quite make it to the second one. I didn't expect it to punch through this. I don't expect a lot of weakness. I don't expect a lot of strength right now either. So what did we do in the accounts? We had some puts which are right now close to the money. Decided not to roll them. We did try and bring some risk forward, and we did from the 26th of April to the 19th. We did so. We're putting them on the put side. We put some calls. I brought the calls forward to a call spread on the 19th. So we kept calls to calls in this case. We looked at trying to do some other things, trying to move some things to puts, other opportunities, but nothing really made sense right now. I think that'll make more sense for us on an up day, a strong up day. The danger here, of course, with this is, what if we push down into these, deep and low in the 60s, 62, 61 or something like that? Well, then everybody's going to be freaking out and worried that 60 is going to break. And if 60 breaks, we've got some problem, folks. We've got some problem. Now, I don't think it's going to do that. Certainly not going to do that in a heartbeat unless there's some type of news catalyst. But, if that happens, if this low breaks, again, this is just purely hypothetical, I'm not saying that's going to happen, then, we've got this free fall space here. All bets are off. Now, before halvings, and I'll probably mention this a few times over the next few weeks, the price tends to decline. There's not a lot happening. I wouldn't be surprised if we just stayed in this range, low 60s up to 70, 71, around there. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Now, this afternoon, when ETF buying comes back in, gosh, it might be back up in the high 60s again, just like that. Who knows? We'll see what happens in a couple of hours. Now, we did have some trades on, and I'm not going to show all the charts. I happen to have the Matic chart here. Matic, Sol, and XRP. Now, we opened those trades on Deribit Live, which is every Thursday, just because they added those new options products into their platform. Look, we've never traded Matic, Sol, or XRP, certainly not options on them. And when you're going into an unfamiliar market, you want to take it easy. So what we did, we put on some pretty wide iron condors. You know what? They're safe. They're, whatever. If one side needs to be adjusted, it needs to be adjusted. Who cares? Turns out, I think Matic is the one that does need to be adjusted. It's slightly in the money on the short put side. But of course, we're still well away from our break even because we have to take the total credit received from the put spread and the call spread and add that to one of the short strikes, which is the nice thing about iron condors. It expires on Friday, so still got a few days. We could easily have a small rally and everything's fine. Now, the interesting thing about these iron condors is I felt, well, hey, you know what? If one side gets pressed, I can almost guarantee that the winning side, we're not going to be able to get out of because there'll probably be no market for it. And sure enough, that's what happened, which is fine. We'll let them expire. I don't even want to spend the commission to take those out. These are new products from Deribit. They're very thinly traded. They've got wide spreads. There's not a lot of people in there. And again, we just want to tiptoe through the tulips on those. We don't want to, go in and start trading like crazy. We want to get a feel for how the asset moves, how the IV expands and contracts, all that good stuff. Ideally, Matic, Sol, XRP, I'd rather not sell options on them too much. I'd rather be long options and maybe do 1x3s or 1x2s, just different scenarios, basically reacting to when the market does something versus trying to be in it all the time trying to extract value, which is a difficult thing to do with cryptocurrency options in general because it's so volatile. It's not like trading the Russell or the S&P or something. So anyways, that's it for the update today. Not much to report. Everybody in the crypto world's a little bit sad because we've come down, but that's life in the crypto world. But we'll see what this afternoon brings and what this week brings. Oh, one other interesting thing of note is when you look about 30 days out in Bitcoin, we can see that I'll turn this off. We can see when we look 30 days out, the most open interest is at 70,000. And then the next largest open interest is at 75,000. Of course, there's more calls than puts open there. So it really wouldn't surprise me if we ended up gravitating back up there. And the volatility surface, although today, it always expresses, immediate sentiment in those front-dated months, we see a big skew on the put side. Long-dated skews, and even I think yesterday or Saturday, I might have made a video for our members. I was really surprised at how much the skew was rising in the calls on those backdated months. So again, everyone's still long-term oriented on the upside. So we'll see. That doesn't mean it can't, poke its head down to 45,000. I mean, anything's possible, right? But I don't think it's going to do that, but we'll see. We still have the ETS buying. Let's just see what happens over the next few days with supply and demand and to get through the halving. And we might not move all that much until the halving is complete. So it might be towards the end of April we start to get some real strength back in the market. I suppose we'll see. That's it for today's daily update.
Hey, and thanks for watching our daily summary video. For those of you who want to learn more, I would invite you to come and watch the full videos. These full videos are where Richard and I sit down every day, sometimes multiple times per day. We discuss the market, the metrics, our account, everything you can possibly imagine, and we execute the trades in real time. You get to see it all. Where else could you see professional fund traders do this in an account specifically set up for you, the viewer, to learn all the tips and tactics we've learned over the last 50 years combined? Now, this is for silver members and above. If you go to Roguetrader.academy, silver members and above get access to this live stream every day, as well as the recordings. On top of that, there's a weekly Ask Me Anything call. And as the name implies, you can ask us anything. Plus, you get access to all of our courses. We put out a new course every 3 or 4 months approximately. Plus, you get access to our interactive live alerts Telegram channel. And this is a Telegram channel where we're putting our trades in real time as we make them, but it's interactive. That's what makes it different. So you can ask us questions. We will chat back and forth during the day with all of our members. It's super, super incredible value. So do yourself a favor. Head over to Roguetrader.academy, join up, and we'll see you soon.